In this episode, I'm here with Russ Perry, the founder of graphic design company Design Pickle. After niching, his business hit 7 figures in just 16 months. Design Pickle now makes $500,000 a month in recurring revenue and is quickly approaching 8 figures. Focusing down allowed him to develop the right processes for his specific audience, becoming a bigger authority, attracting more of the right clients, and 4x the size of his business in 2017. Russ is also the author of The Sober Entrepreneur, and today we're talking about the power of niching and effectively growing your business. Growing a small business isn't easy, and to be successful, we know 3 things for sure. You have to work hard, you have to be bold, and you must constantly learn. We're gathering some of the best minds in the business world to share their ideas and strategies with you so you can grow your business easier, be more profitable, and have a lot more fun being a business owner. We're on a mission to connect the world of wellness, and this is the Mind Body Bold Show. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Garcia. Welcome back to another episode of The Bold Show. Today I'm here with Russ Perry, an incredible entrepreneur who learns from incredible entrepreneurs and wrote a book on entrepreneurism, and we're gonna have an amazing episode for you guys. Russ, welcome to The Bold Show.
Thanks, man.
All right, so I've known you for a long time, and I've seen you grow so much in your journey of being an entrepreneur, and the people that you've gotten to learn from and network with is incredible. But it wasn't always an amazing journey, I guess, right? Like in the very beginning.
There were the dark times.
There were the dark times that I think every entrepreneur goes through. And some people watching and listening may be going through that struggle right now where they're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in my business. I feel like I can't break this wall that everyone else seems to be able to break, which that's just kind of a belief because they're only looking at the rock stars, right?
Yep.
You've hit that wall. You were in there. And you not only broke through the wall, but you just blew up with your business. So I want to talk to you about the things that you believe really helped you break that wall down and how you've also been able to leverage it on an ongoing basis and also help other entrepreneurs do it too.
Totally. I mean, I think the first thing that I really experienced as a breakthrough during the dark times, that was a pathway to, let's say, the light times, the better times,
Right.
was realizing how much my identity was wrapped up in my business.
What do you mean by that?
I was the creative agency guy. My past business was a creative agency. We were a generalist agency. I was more focused on making money any way I possibly could, scattered all around it. But I also liked this brand about myself, being the agency guy. And it turned out that I cared more about that brand that I cared about creating a business that had a process and a system and I actually knew who my clients were. I mean, I would joke, and I still to this day, I think during that time, most of my close friends couldn't even refer my business because they weren't even
sure, what you really can help with specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
So in let's say a fitness element, people that want to be the fitness person, the lifestyle fitness person. They want to help you lose weight, gain weight, whatever your goal is, but they're not actually talking to any one specific person.
Right.
Similar to that?
Exactly. And especially when we were starting out, which I felt like I was in startup mode for 8 years. I never got out of startup mode and we closed the doors. But if you're looking at limited time, limited resources from marketing, sales, you're up early, you're up late, you're hustling. One of the best ways to shoot yourself in the foot is to make yourself unreferable, where people don't know, like, Mike, you're that guy. You're the guy for that thing. I'm gonna refer you.
Okay.
And that was our Achilles heel. A lot of foot references here.
Right.
Got a big athletic audience.
So as an example, if let's say I said, man, I need to buy a new domain for my company, where does everybody think of right away?
GoDaddy.
That's their thing. Now they do a bunch of other stuff, but they've built their brand around that thing. But there are a ton of people selling domains already before that, but they never really focused their niche on that. They were selling websites and all that, and that kind of seemed like a byproduct of it all. GoDaddy decided to own it, and now they are the first company that people think of when they have to go get a domain.
Exactly. And that was the key that we failed to acknowledge, or that I failed to acknowledge for so many years as I was starting out as an entrepreneur is, look, I can do many things, but my brand needs to be, I need to be the best at one thing, at least from a branding and marketing perspective. Because that means, cheaper paid search if I'm doing that. That means cheaper referrals because everybody knows me as that person.
Right.
And that gives me that leg up versus when I was the generalist, it's just kind of like, I like Russ. Russ is a nice guy,
Right.
but I don't really know what he does.
Exactly, and you don't even believe that all the tools are specifically built for you. So you feel like what will work, what won't work. Even you take CRMs. There's great CRMs out there, but MindBody specifically built their CRM for people in the fitness and wellness space, and so that eliminates other industries.
Right.
And they can 100% put their focus on constantly creating not just content, but also creating tools and ideas and integrating with partners and other apps that can just help that one customer and not feel like, oh, well, that's not going to help this guy. Well, we just don't help that guy. We only help these people.
And at the end of the day, like if I look at MindBody, which I've been a customer of, I've gone to so many like yoga and fitness programs that have it and use it. That is a brand that I begin to trust. And let's say one day I ditch my whole Design Pickle thing and I go somewhere else, and I go say start a studio. I want to go to the experts.
Right.
Like there may be 20 other CRMs that I can use, but why waste my time with the ones that aren't the expert?
Right.
And that was like the ultimate lesson that I learned during the dark ages, I guess.
Now, you mentioned Design Pickle. We haven't even referenced it yet. So
Yeah.
everybody that just heard, did he just say Design Pickle? So let's talk about that, because what you were doing, being the generalist, that could help a lot of people, but weren't talking to anybody specifically. You decided you got clarity, and you decided to really focus on a customer and a service that you provide to that customer, right? So give me the example by actually telling me about you and Design Pickle.
Yeah. So Design Pickle was founded again out of this wondrous state that I had, and I looked at all the clients and all the engagements that I had done from the creative standpoint, and I asked myself one simple question. This was, when were my clients the happiest? And when they were the happiest is when we were doing boring, everyday design really, really reliably. And so, like the PowerPoint presentation, the Facebook ad,
Right.
the graphic for the website banner.
Right.
They were ecstatic when we would deliver that. We would work on a 3-month, huge, big-ass project, and like they would be like, okay, thanks, but when's my banner gonna be done? And so that's what we created with Design Pickle. It's a flat rate, as much as you can eat, all you can eat graphic design service that gets you a dedicated designer that you work with as much as you need to get that subset of graphic design done. Not the whole spectrum of design, but that everyday content you need.
So people that let's say they don't want to constantly be sitting at the computer designing stuff themselves or contracting out,
Yep.
they can easily just have a contracting system like yours where they can go, cool, I just need this, I can get it done in the same day.
It's like renting a designer, but that designer is the same person
Or
all
like
the time.
Uber.
Yeah,
Or I guess not.
Imagine Uber, but like the same guy shows up at your door.
Okay,
Like
awesome.
so you get a dedicated designer, and that's where I saw the gap in the creative market, and that's where I identified my niche was like you had agencies, you had full-time designers, you had freelancers, you had marketplaces, you had all these different kinds of people that were providing design support, but there wasn't just that like middle ground of, hey, I just want to work with the same person, but I need it in a reliable way. I don't always want to have to go down to the Starbucks and brief them on my project every time,
Yeah.
or have them like move to Thailand because they decided to start some other business and now my guy is gone, which
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Joe Polish, who is known as a marketing guru,
Yeah.
he said something that was very interesting, and it was, being the best at what you do doesn't get you paid. Being great at marketing gets you paid.
Right.
And part of marketing, a lot of people think marketing is running ads and all, that's advertising. Marketing is the entire vision, and what's our message? Who are we talking to? How are we packaging it up? How are we presenting it? That's all marketing. And so when you take certain brands that specifically speak to a specific person, like MindBody, it's easy for that audience to receive that information, understand what it is, and like you said, refer it. It's what you did with Design Pickle. It's what GoDaddy did. It's what MindBody does. So for a lot of people that are watching and listening, think about it for you. What is it that you do every single day? Who do you help the most? When are your clients the happiest? And how can we just refine it so we can just talk to that one person? I had a friend of mine. She was a massage therapist. She was actually my massage therapist, and she moved. But she was like, man, I'm getting all these different certifications. I'm doing hot stone. I'm the only one. I'm one of 7 people in the world that know how to do this type of massage. She was learning so many different things because she believed if she knew more about massage and did more than any other massage therapist, then it's clear she's got to be the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But there were people crushing her that only knew how to do like one type of massage because they knew how to speak specifically to that one person.
Absolutely. I mean, I was just in Thailand 2 weeks ago, and I got a Thai massage, which was the hardest massage I've ever gotten in my life. It gave me bruises, but there was one lady in there who, if she moved here to the United States, could be like the best Thai massage person because she's been doing it. She was like 80 years old,
right,
and she was the expert.
Right.
She was the niche expert at it, and it just goes to show like that. And then I will always remember that too. And granted, it's hard to refer things like in Bangkok, but it just is like that power of the niche is so transformative. And it's just, and it's something that it takes clarity and it takes space to realize, but once you own it, I mean, you can own it and you can grow at a rapid rate.
So now there's a lot of people watching and listening that are going, all right, I kind of get it. Maybe I should focus, but I bet you anything, while they're watching and listening, they're spinning their wheels and they're going, what would I focus on? But then I might lose this. You mentioned clarity was important.
Correct.
So how did you go from scatterbrained and your head was kind of in 1,000 different places and not knowing who would be that person to, okay, this? Like what did you do to clear your head and get there?
For me, the path of clarity started honestly with taking care of myself first.
Okay.
The career that I had 8.5 years was a career that was stressful, was a career where, as I talked about in my book, I was abusing some substances, alcohol, and I didn't have the space in my own life to manage stress and to create, I almost imagine like a physical bubble around myself where I actually have some room between the chaos of the world that I could sit back and actually see like myself or look at what I've been doing and say, you know what, aha, that's what I should do. That's what I should be niche about. And the problem as an entrepreneur is like everything goes from here to here and you're just getting hit all the time. And even if you want a niche, even if you're like agreeing with what we're saying right now, you're like, yeah, well, great idea, Russ and Mike, but I got invoices and I got training and I got to do this and I got to, like call this guy back and I got to find this person, and you don't have that space. And so that was like creating that space started with me first. Health and wellness, healthy lifestyle, and balance for me, which is ironic because that's like something I would tell people that that's so important for others to do, yet I wasn't doing it myself.
Now, people that may be feeling fear to niche, maybe they know what they should niche in. Maybe they've already thought about it. Yeah, you know what? I do help a lot of overweight women that are parents that don't have a lot of time. That's who I help most. Or maybe they say competitors, right? Or athletes. So maybe they know, but that fear exists. Did you have fear once you got the clarity still? Or were you just like, okay, cool, that's what I should do?
There was fear, but more like FOMO, fear of missing out.
Okay.
But it was easier to get paid. And like that fear subsided very fast.
Okay.
When all of a sudden in the first month we launched with our new niche, I was getting clients better and easier that were happier than I'd ever had in my entire career. And then I looked around at all the businesses or the business entrepreneurs that were massively successful and doing a lot better than I did. And they were all just picking one thing. And so as much as we want to say the money doesn't matter and you got to do it, like it was really nice to get paid.
Well, and it's not that the money doesn't matter. It's kind of like the scoreboard.
Correct.
If you don't know how much time, if you're playing a sport and there's no shot clock and there's no score, how do you play the game?
Yeah.
Versus if there's 10 seconds left on the clock and you're down by 2.
Right.
You play at a much different level. Everybody, your focus is so much clearer. So I definitely understand that. Now, you started your new company, the Design Pickle company. When did you start that?
In 2015,
But what-
January 2015.
Okay, how long did it take for you to finally hit seven figures? Because I know you crossed that line.
16 months.
So in 16 months, you crossed seven figures. And have you continued to grow since then?
Yeah, I mean, today we are at about $500,000 a month in recurring revenue.
Wow. Okay, so you're approaching 8 figures.
Yeah.
Now, with your company before that was not niched, and you were still awesome at it, but you were not niched, how long did it take for you to hit seven figures?
8 years.
And okay, and then once you hit it, did you exponentially continue growing?
Nope, we had zero profits,
So you-
and we closed it 6 months later.
And so that just shows that, what's that phrase? Revenues for vanity,
Yeah.
profits for sanity, but cash is king. So you were able to say you were a seven-figure business.
It didn't matter though.
It didn't matter because you weren't making money.
Exactly.
And you were making more money when you were probably a six-figure business with a new company that you were able to niche and really focus on not only how to get your marketing message out there clearly, but also how to create really great processes that are consistently working for everyone.
Correct.
Your employees and your customers.
And that to me, you hit the nail on the head on like what our secret sauce is, which is applicable to any business in any industry. When you niche, you create a system of creation that you can improve, you can troubleshoot. When things go wrong, you can go to the proverbial assembly line and say, hey, this was working, but now it's not. And you can scale it, which is what I could never do without taking that stand and just focusing.
Okay. And since now seeing like, okay, it clicked, now you get it. You've been kind of on this mission to help other entrepreneurs click and get it too.
Correct.
Right? And so that's why you eventually wrote this awesome book, The Sober Entrepreneur.
That's right.
Well, tell me about the title real quick.
So The Sober Entrepreneur is a duality title about my personal journey around substance and actually getting sober. I've been sober now over 4 years.
Okay.
And then it's also about this other storyline, which I also experienced, but when we get addicted to a business that isn't healthy for us. And so I expand on both topics. I talk about it back and forth between my personal story as well as looking at how anyone could get addicted to even just the idea of a business and the steps that they can take to break free from that and create a healthier life.
And I'm sure the parallel is there, but just like when people are addicted to alcohol and haven't come to terms with it yet or don't think they are, there's a lot of people that are addicted to their businesses and no one knows it. But because, see, it's different though. When it comes to substances, when you're addicted, everyone around you knows it and wants to help you.
I disagree. People hide
Really?
it. People hide it. Most people didn't know I struggled.
Really?
And I think it's actually the same as a bad business versus an addiction.
Yeah, because in business, everything looks like it's
It looks
great.
like you had. Now, some people do struggle, and that's usually when you're hitting rock bottom.
Right.
That's when people know is when you hit rock bottom. But I argue that there's a lot of people out there who are addicted, probably to both substances and a bad business, that you would never even know. And that's why I wrote the book, is to connect with them and hopefully help them.
That's awesome. Well, Russ, you've done an incredible job with your business, as well as helping many other businesses really get that click to happen, finding a niche, and really being able to take the hard work, time, the money, right, that you spend in making something work and actually making it work, as opposed to just constantly spending and wondering what's going on. You've done a great job of helping people, and I know you're on this mission, and I encourage you to continue it because you're doing such a great job. So
Hey,
thank
Mike.
you very much.
Thanks for having me, man.
For everybody that watched and listened in today, thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to boldshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.